heaps. Maybe.
I mean, like, the guy, he'd done it before, and he, like, did it, and he sort of experienced maybe, like, a minute of it. The girl, she had a very strong reaction to it. Very life-changing for her.
Yeah, well, that's why I hear a lot of that sort of stuff. Like, someone goes in and they don't want to smoke cigarettes anymore, and they do DMT, and they come back and just go, I don't need to smoke cigarettes anymore.
It's very eye-opening. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I haven't done it. I have no idea.
Like, it's certainly not bad. It's not exactly fun.
I wouldn't say it's something that people abuse. I think it's something that a lot of people...
Yeah.
A lot of people do it the first time, like, I'm going to get fucked up. And then people, if they go back to it, they go, they always have kind of goals in mind that they want to do and things that they want to achieve. It's
certainly, like, the worst part for me, like, it's such a weird thing to think about. It's very, like, almost embarrassing. Because, like, the way you do... Like, it only lasts for a little while, but it's very intense. So, like, you sort of have it and you sort of experience it, but you sort of just, like, lay there. And everyone just kind of, like, watches you. And it's kind of weird. Like, it's... Yeah. I don't know, that was the strangest part for me. They're like...
But it's like...
Stare at you.
Yeah, but I get that with a lot of different drugs. Like, even with weed, if I have, like, super high doses of, like, edibles and stuff like that, it's not paranoid, but just super aware of people... Yeah, people being interested in you and looking at you.
Yeah.
And, like, acid especially, like...
Especially
when I take an acid, I'm just like...
Especially if they're not high.
Yeah.
If there's someone sober around you. Like, I remember when we did acid.
Oh, yeah.
Sean was like... We had two friends there that weren't going to do it, but they were just like, we're just kind of interested to see.
Well, like, that's not
eventually
cool.
we were just like, you have to leave.
Yeah.
Like, you can't... If you're not doing it, you got to go. Like,
it is a bit weird. Like, because then you're like, what are they
I feel
thinking?
vulnerable in that state.
Yeah.
And they're just there, and I'm like, you need to go.
Yeah.
I've had good trip sitters. There is such a thing as someone who stays sober.
Did you? Sorry. Tripster?
No, trip sitter. But
a
tripster
trip
sounds good.
sitter, like a babysitter.
I thought you meant like a hipster tripper.
That's amazing.
You're a fucking tripster.
I think we just invented something. He's kind of like a real douchebag. He's got the beard and the glasses and the tattoos.
He's never done drugs, but he pretends like he has.
It's even better.
He's a narc.
He's smoked weed a couple times, but he's always like, hey man, you should come do some acid, man. It's fucking cool, dude.
He's always elevating the level of drug, but he never has it.
Yeah.
He's always like, we should do DMT, but I don't have any.
Or if someone's got a drug story, he's always going to one-up their drug story, but he's never actually done it.
It's beautiful.
This is great.
The tripster.
No, but a good trip sitter is handy.
Trip sitter, I like that.
But it have to be someone who's pretty open-minded and they can... It's not acting like fucked up, but just getting into the fucked up things that you're into.
I think I was more worried that they were going to mess with me.
Yeah.
And like, they probably wouldn't, but
that's
I'm
your
like,
own
I've
paranoia.
never done acid. I don't want to get fucked with right now.
Yeah, that's that.
I'm already freaking out enough about to fucking eat this sugar cube. So.
That's the ego killer. Like, lots of people say, like, cocaine, the ego enhancer, like psychedelics, they can kill your ego. Like, you can get to a point where it's like, I don't give a... Like, what do I fucking matter? Like, it could get really heavy and really deep, and that's the cool thing about
I think when we did acid, it wasn't... it was either bad acid or, like, a half.
For the record, Govinda and I did acid once, maybe 6 years ago. Was it that long ago?
No, dude. I lived in West End for 3 years, and it was definitely a few years... It was like 2 years ago, tops.
No, it wasn't. You kidding me? No, it was at least 4 or 5 years ago.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We were like 21.
We were living in West End.
Yeah.
I've only lived there since 2013.
It must have been... That's not possible.
You're saying this, but it is. You're thinking about the time you did mushrooms with your brother and stuff on the coast. That was probably about...
I'm thinking of the acid times.
Nah, yeah, you're just time distorting.
That's crazy.
Maybe
that long ago.
2.5 years ago.
It's got to be more than that.
Nope. Anyway, this is boring conversations for a podcast. Woo!
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago, though.
Yeah, but fuck. I think you guys should do an acid cast. Let's do an acid cast. Just like
to see what happens.
Yeah, I think we could get on a really cool tangent pretty quickly.
Oh, that'd be wild.
That could be fun.
Oh, especially if it's a full hit, that'd be hectic.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But I've never laughed so much in my fucking life.
Oh yeah, that was pretty loose.
I'll always remember there was before we did it. You said something about like NASA told you to do something.
Oh, everyone was ragging on me. No, sorry. I was stressing out. Again, I'm really nervous before I do drugs. So I went downstairs and was like, I'm going to have a nap. I just
20
need to have
minutes.
I need to have a short nap. NASA says that the most like effective nap is like a 20-minute power nap. And I said that, and like, because I just went downstairs and was freaking out. Tried to sleep, couldn't.
But then we're on acid, and you went to the fridge to get like lemonade.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, getting lemonade. And I was like, why? And you're like, NASA told me to. And I've never, ever, ever laughed that fucking hard.
No, that's not what happened.
It was
dude.
something like that.
No, I went to get a beer or something from the fridge, and someone else in the living room, I was like, I'm going to have this. And they're like, is that NASA approved or something? And that was the joke. Everyone kept asking me if it was...
Interesting. Something happened about NASA, and I remember laughing so hard that, like, friends I've known for 15 years looked at me and were like, I've never heard that laugh before.
We got real weird. We turned his whole house into like just a cubby.
We just put mattresses and pillows everywhere.
That sounds so much fun. My first acid trip was fucking terrifying. It was like Halloween, like costume party.
No.
Like,
I don't like
super
that.
intense.
Lots of people. That's bad.
Dude, and I didn't know. I was taking a hit of acid because we'd done like a little
So
bit
you
of
got
MD.
drugged, dude.
Yeah,
Someone dosed you.
One of my best friends dosed the fuck out of me and then proceeded to be the worst trip setter ever because it was just so fucked up. I got stuck in my own head and I couldn't talk to anyone. I was just too focused on everyone's costumes and all the fucking light shimmers and shit.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, I'm a fucking zombie. This is it forever. I'm done. I don't have anything left.
I need to eat a brain.
I was saying goodbye to everyone, and then the next day I was like, "Fuck, I feel really good. I don't even feel that bad anymore."
That's when most people will kill someone on a bad trip and wake up and be like, I fucking murdered someone.
I ate his
last night."
brain because I was a zombie.
I was either going to murder someone, go into like this full-on schizophrenic down cycle in my life, or just be totally fine and abuse drugs for the rest of my life. And I've taken the last option.
We were a very happy bunch. There was like 8 of us.
Yeah, there was a lot of us. My favorite part was when we wanted to smoke cigarettes and we had no lighter, so we went for a walk to get a lighter. So
This
we walked
is in Brisbane, downtown
up my
Brisbane.
street, and then we walked all the way through the city, through the gardens. Started raining, and then back over a
we
bridge.
took it to the
and
botanical
then we went
gardens
to
too.
the convenience store that was 1 block from my house. We got we went and bought some stuff, and then came home, and we didn't get the lighter.
Where was this from West End?
Yeah.
Yeah. We walked for like 2 hours. Yeah.
We went on like a spirit journey for like 2 hours
And
to the city.
there was a moment, the one that sticks out to me was just before we got to the botanical gardens, there was like a gypsy performer, like playing
What?
a violin on the side of the street. And
I don't remember that.
Me and Sean got up and were trying to like do a little Irish dance.
No, I
Kind of
remember
amongst-
walking across into the gardens like next to the uni, walking across the road, and it started to rain, and just me and I don't know, maybe James or you or someone, we just stood in the middle of the road and looked up at the sky as it was raining, but there were cars trying to turn.
We were like a menace to
And there
society.
were ducks in the lake that were freaking us out and shit.
Oh my god.
But I just love that we went so far, and then the convenience store is literally like 300 meters from my house.
That's exactly what acid does to you.
But-
It's exactly what it does.
Oh, do you remember
just go
when-
on journeys?
Do you remember when we went to the South Bank beach? And
Oh my
Ryan
God.
starts sprinting over the sand.
This is a man-made
Takes
beach.
his shirt off to go for a swim, and as soon as he crosses, like, I'm going to say there was a barrier there. As soon as he crosses it, someone speaks over a loudspeaker and goes,
like
"Do
the
not
voice
go
of God."
into the beach."
Yeah,
And it's
like-
like, oh, fuck!
Who are you? Who are you?
I would lose my mind.
It was incredible.
So I've got to put us back on the rails. 'Cause
We actually do need to move on.
we haven't derailed this. We've gone like 40 minutes about drugs, and we could go longer. So
This is going well.
let's go, Kat.
Wait, final thoughts. Drugs are fun.
They will never
Chill out.
fully be legal ever, but that's chill because it's kind of fun if it's a bit cheeky.
And we'll never
Yeah.
stop using them, I don't think.
But
There's something about the human mind that we just love altering.
Weed's going that way. I think Canada's doing some vote about legalizing weed completely.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
America's leaning that way, and then eventually Australia will just fall like a fucking domino, like a sheep.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
New Zealand will be ahead of the curve, obviously.
Oh, huge.
Always.
New Zealand's actually way ahead of the curve, but I won't go down there.
I kind of want to move there because they just seem like pretty chill people.
That's where all those synthetic drugs started from. New
They're
Zealand.
hectic there.
Because they wanted to come with an alternative speed. And there's one guy, there's an awesome doco on YouTube. Look it up. It's fucking, yeah.
All right.
Intense,
Apparently they got
crazy.
really hectic because the Australian government kept like not banning synthetics but banning like certain compounds.
And then they just changed
But
it.
then they changed them, but it got to a point where it started getting like real dicey.
Yeah, and it's all been offshooted to like India and China now, and
We
they're
bought some
not
chronic.
as
Yeah, we did.
Surprise.
We did.
When we lived together, we bought some Chronic and we gave it a go. It was pretty decent for like not being weed,
But
but
the fact that
it'll
it's
fuck
weed
you up.
that you buy on the internet and it arrives in your mailbox.
Oh, I think it's way more. I can't do it. I have panic attacks.
oh no, that's why we
Fuck
stopped.
me.
I think like it got a bit gnarly,
Yeah.
and we just were like, that's good. We did that.
Melts my mind.
All right, we should move on.
Hi again, everybody. It's Kale.
Hey,
Kale.
dude, it's really lovely to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on the show.
it's my topic now.
Hey, how you doing, Jack? You feeling good?
You holding
Two
strong,
thumbs
buddy?
up.
You
Two
holding
thumbs up.
strong?
Go
Right
into
on.
it. Let's do it, Cal.
Today is International Women's Day. And we're big fans of women.
We're big fans of women.
Of the women's, aren't we?
All of them.
I just wanted to...
Most of them.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk... While we're tackling these hard-hitting topics in society, I wanted to talk about feminism. And I want to know what you think about it. I want to know if we haven't gone far enough with feminism, if feminism has gone too far. And basically, just your thoughts. As three white men, I feel like we're more than qualified to tackle this subject.
100%.
I think before we tackle this very, very hard-hitting social issue,
Oh, yeah.
we need to define the line between being a feminist and being a misandrist.
Whoa, what's that mean?
Hating men.
Interesting.
We're looking for equality. We're not looking to tip the scale the other direction.
Yeah, no.
Because I find like even there's like some famous feminists that will jump on against people who call themselves feminists because they're like, you're not actually being a feminist, you're being a fuckhead. So just let's just keep that in mind.
Real quick aside, are you familiar with the Meninist on our Twitter?
No, because it sounds awful.
No, it's genius. It's just this. He's sort of just like the most extreme feminist you can imagine, but for men. And he's sort of just like trying to take back men's rights. It's quite funny.
wow.
It's a
That
comedy
sounds-
account.
Okay,
It
as
is
long
a
as it's a
comedy
comedy account,
account.
not like a serious account, because that's dumb.
It's actually it's a laugh.
I could have a laugh about that.
But yeah,
It's
no,
pretty
as long as it's meant for good fun, that's
It's all
always
in good
great.
fun.
Yeah.
But he's such a big bearded man. Like he looks like a full on man.
lumberjack, just like been up in the hills for a while, dude. Haven't seen any girls lately, have you?
A bit too long. I think.
No, I think there are. I think a lot of where we've gone, we're getting better. I don't think we're all the way yet. I think
no,
there's still
definitely not.
I think
Like-
Australia's a lot better than a lot of other countries.
Oh shit! But
Certainly,
even,
I mean, my only experiences with Japan, and they are, a long way behind us.
oh really? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they've got the cultural thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
They've
same
got
like
s-
China. Let's not talk about China.
Yeah.
Yeah. China is changing pretty quick though.
Yeah,
Moving
I guess
along.
because you only allowed one child.
and the
I think that's
whole
changing now.
and the
Yeah.
whole emerging middle class.
They need people to keep the girls because they're gonna. I guess their
Well,
population actually needs to dwindle. So maybe don't.
But then the thing is, because there's something in the culture where it's better off having a boy
Like a
because
first
then you
son.
bring a daughter into the family. But
Yeah.
if you have a girl, you'll lose them from the family and they can't look after the elders and shit.
Yes.
So there's actually a shortage of women. So women are getting to be more picky, and a lot of them are working now. And they
Have
go,
you seen?
"I want a family."
I think I was watching like Hamish and Andy who travel abroad or something, and they went to a market where men go with their parents and try and like win women.
Wow.
So you've got to pretty much pitch yourself to the girl's parents and why that girl should date your son.
That sounds fucking horrible.
Twisted.
Okay. So let's think about it like this: we go to a bar. We're really drunk.
Yep.
You go, okay. I'm getting a little bit limber. You are the prettiest girl in the room. I'm gonna take you home. I'm gonna have minimal conversation with you. And I'm gonna try and get lucky. Like,
I feel like if you're taking them home, your chances are pretty good.
well, yeah, exactly.
You never assume. You never assume.
No,
This is best case scenario. Like, you're really swinging.
Yep.
You are just like everyone's loving you.
This is me
You
just
take her
every
home.
night.
You sleep with her. Then the next morning you talk to her, you go, oh my God, I can't stand you. Like, you don't have any of the same values that I have. That's exactly what it would be like. Like, you're walking around a market going, you're attractive. We had kind of a good conversation and going, that's it. We're doing this now forever.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like,
arranged
what?
marriages are heavy.
There's something to be said for arrangement. And like we are already the worst feminists in the world, by the way.
Oh no, look,
Terrible.
pay them the same. There you go.
Yeah,
you go.
100%.
I don't know why that's a thing.
And give them a minimum of 6 months paternity leave.
And Australia, it was appalling that your Minister for Women was a man.
Yeah.